Shalom uvracha from Yerushalayim, Yer HaKodesh. With the help of Hashem, this evening we study in our second Haftarah series, the Haftarah of this week's Parshat, the Haftarah, the prophetic reading of Parshat Behaalotcha. A personal note that I've made in the past about this Haftarah, if I may, this Haftarah is the first Haftarah that I ever read in my life. This is the Haftarah that brings me back to my bar mitzvah celebration. Behaalotcha is not my bar mitzvah section, but this haftarah is read also on Shabbat Chanukah. Thank God I was born with the help of God and the help of my parents. I was born on Chanukah, and at my bar mitzvah, my father taught me this haftarah. So I have a special connection to Rani v'simchei bat Zion. I feel a special connection to the Haftarah of Behaalotcha, as I've indicated in the past every time I studied this. The Haftarah is taken from the book of Zechariah, from the book of Zechariah, where we read selections from chapter 2, chapter 3, and chapter 4 of the great prophet Zechariah. Zechariah was one of the few prophets that we have from the second Commonwealth, from the second temple. Almost all of the prophecies that we have are from prophets from the Beit HaMikdash HaRishon, from the time of the first temple, or from the period bridging the first and second temple. Zechariah is one of the few in the entire biblical selection. Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi are from the second Beit HaMikdash, and the beautiful words that he begins the Haftarah with. If you're following in the text, chapter 2, verse 14, Perek Bet, Pasuk Yudalet. Rani v'simchei bat Zion, ki hineniva v'shachanti b'tochech na'um Hashem. Whenever I read this, I guess even when I read it in Brooklyn, maybe I felt it, but I can't tell you I felt it in the same way as when I read it in Baruch Hashem L'Havdil in Yerushalayim Yer HaKodesh. That maybe there's a special level of requirement of joy in Eretz Yisrael. Maybe a special level of requirement of celebration, of simcha, of rina and simcha. Rani v'simchi, sing, cry like kol rina. Be happy, rejoice, celebrate. Eretz Yisrael, Yerushalayim, are supposed to be sources of celebration, are supposed to be sources of joy. Maybe all over the world, we bless everyone in the whole world, the whole Am Yisrael especially. Everyone should always be in a state of simcha, but in Yerushalayim, in the holy city of God, if we feel the closeness of the presence of Hashem, and as the prophet says here, Bat Zion can be translated as those residents, those people connected to Zion, those people connected to Zion, those people connected to Yerushalayim. Rani v'simchi. Why? Because you will be experiencing a close contact with the highest force of joy in the world. Because God is ever so present in Yerushalayim. Ki hineni ba. For I am arriving, says Hashem, v'shachanti b'tochech. And I will dwell, the word Shekhinah, I will dwell in your midst. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the God exists all over the world. There's a connection with God everywhere. There's a special connection with God in Eretz Yisrael, all over Eretz Yisrael. But of all the places in the world where one can feel the great joy, the great simcha, the great connection of rina and simcha, is in Zion, is in Yerushalayim. Zechariah is speaking to us about that great day, which will begin, I hope, this evening and continue forever. The great day when we will feel the great manifestation of the presence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, presence of God in Zion. So how could you be sad if you're in Zion? How can you be in a state of depression if you've been privileged to be in Yerushalayim? It means for those people here and people walking the streets of Yerushalayim, I know it's easier said than done, but maybe the way to fulfill the Haftarah this week is to be celebrating, singing and celebrating all the residents of Yerushalayim. Imagine if on Shabbat Behaalotcha they'd have all the people of Yerushalayim in one joint singing and celebrating mood. Rani v'simchi, we'd call it the Shabbat of Rani v'simchi, and we would all appreciate the great blessing of being in Eretz Yisrael, and of being in Yerushalayim Mirakodesh. Ki hineni ba, because really one can feel. I venture to say, as someone who Baruch Hashem has been privileged, together with Henny, together with the family, to live in Yerushalayim, it's a special level of connection that one feels in Jerusalem that one cannot feel anywhere else in the world. A certain level of providential connection, a certain level of joy, a certain level of rina and simcha in Yerushalayim, Yerushalayim Kodesh. It says in the Torah, in the book of Devarim, it says V'haya ki tavo el haaretz, and it shall be when you will arrive in Eretz Yisrael, when you will come to the land of Israel. And we have a tradition that the word V'haya, at the very beginning of chapter 26 of the book of Deuteronomy, V'haya ki tavo el haaretz, says the author of the Or Chaim, Rav Chaim Abinatar, V'haya ki tavo el haaretz, V'haya is lashon simcha. When you come to Eretz Yisrael, it's supposed to be a state of joy, a state of celebration. It's not just another Jewish community. It's not just another place of dwelling. It's a simcha, a raniv simchi experience. We've waited so long for this. Zimalei schok pino. Says the Or Chaim, V'haya ki tavo el haaretz is lashon simcha, because there is no simcha that can be compared to the simcha of Yeshivat Eretz Yisrael, the simcha of being privileged to live in the land of God. If that's true about the entire land of God, how much more so in the city Yerushalayim Mikudeshet. Mikol Eretz Yisrael, that the city of Jerusalem is on the highest level of Kedusha, and thereby on the highest level of simcha as well. If there is a V'haya, the letters of God's name, if you rearrange the letters of the word V'haya, which is taken in our tradition to be simcha, right? So Vav He Yud He is also the letters of Yud Ke, Vav Ke, because ultimately God is connected to simcha. That's why it says in our text here in the Haftarah, Ki hineni ba, v'shachati b'tochech ne'um Yud Ke Vav Ke, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yud Ke, the Havaya, the great experience of godliness will be felt in Yerushalayim, will be felt in Zion, will be felt in the Beit HaMikdash, to a level of a special nature. And that's why in the 65th chapter of Isaiah, in Perek Samachay of the book of Yeshayahu, he speaks about special levels of joy. I'm reading from Perek Samachay, Pesukim Yud-Chet and Yud-Tet, a description of the great joy connected to Yerushalayim. Ki im sisu v'gilu adayad asher ani borei. Just rejoice forever as a result of that which I am about to create. We are experiencing today in Yerushalayim, especially as we read the Raniv Simchi Haftarah of joy. Ki im sisu v'gilu adayad asher ani borei. Listen to these beautiful words. Ki hineni borei et Yerushalayim gila. I am going to create. Yerushalayim will be a place of joy. Yerushalayim will be Gila. Yerushalayim will be a place of rejoicing. Ve'amah masos. And the people of Yerushalayim, the nation of the people connected to Yerushalayim, will be masos, will be in a state of joy. Wouldn't it be beautiful if somehow internationally it would be recorded, and I hope that will be the case, starting this evening? Imagine if they did an international study of joy. And imagine if the happiest place in the world would be Yerushalayim. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Could you imagine, besides the millions and millions of people who are streaming to Yerushalayim, we'd have at least 7 billion people coming here. If they say, wow, look at Yerushalayim, and they'd have smiling faces of all the residents of Yerushalayim. Everybody's walking around with Rani v'simchi. And listen to the next words of Isaiah. Isaiah 65:19. V'galti b'Yerushalayim. V'galti b'Yerushalayim, and I will rejoice. I will feel there'll be great celebrations in Yerushalayim. Not just will the celebrations take place in Jerusalem. It means Yerushalayim itself, be Yerushalayim. With a phenomenon in the city of Jerusalem, there'll be Gila, Visasti v'ami. And there will be great levels of celebration, great levels of jubilation, ba'ami, in my nation, In our Haftarah, the nation is called, the residents of Yerushalayim are called Bat Zion. V'lo yishama ba'od. And never again will there be heard in Yerushalayim kol b'chi v'kol za'aka. Never again in Yerushalayim will there ever be the voice of weeping or the voice of crying, because Yerushalayim will ultimately be the source of joy for the entire world. May we learn together, happily, successfully, the Haftarah of Yerushalayim, the Haftarah of Tzion, in Parshat Behaalotcha, and may each of us, in his or her own way, bring that special blessing of Rina and Simcha of Yerushalayim. Rani v'simchi bat Tzion. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.